What is up, everybody? It is Alex from Heavy New York calling from the quarantine zone again, and this time we return with Marcus of Avatarium. Great to talk to you again, man.
It's very nice to talk to you again. I'm
Yeah,
happy for the interest in Avatarium.
yeah, yeah. This is the second time we're talking, and but last time it was before the world came to an end. And I do want to say that I feel like the fire I long for has a lot more strength and a lot more context since the world came to an end. So if only you released the album a year
Maybe.
later.
Yeah, maybe, but the album is still there, so
Yeah, yeah. But we
I
have
still listen to it.
But we have the new live album, An Evening with Avatarium, coming out very soon, which is a live show in your home of Stockholm, Sweden. Was that originally, you originally planned to make a live album out of that gig, or was it just meant to be something to hold people over while we wait for a follow-up to The Fire I Long For?
Yeah, it was just we had some friends that asked us if they could record with cameras, the black box guys, because they wanted to see if they could do a live stream. That was a good timing for them, because now they have a lot of work with live streams. But they wanted to see if they could live stream a rock band, because they are old rock fans, all of them, at that company. So they came in with 5 cameras, and we did a live stream on Facebook, and that turned out very good. It was a lot of people who watched it, but then the sound was just from the, I guess, like from the camera or from the board, so the sound doesn't get it perfect. But we recorded since we had everything recorded on camera, we thought, why not record multi-channel audio as well? So that's what we did. And so we had this material, and our sound engineer, Victor, he had the sound, the audio files, and he started to do a mix. And he started to send me the mixes, and after a while I listened to one of them, and it was like, hey, this sounds pretty good. And that was like in I don't know, somewhere in the beginning of summer. And the world was shut down, as you know, so we thought, okay, we can't tour, we can't do anything, but we actually have something to show our fans. And we have something, because, we're really proud of the album, The Fire I Long For. So, and now we can't play it for anyone, but we have this recorded live show. So we did the best we could. We did a mix with the sound and also with picture. So we spent a lot of time on it, actually, and I think it looks really good, and it sounds really, really good.
It definitely makes us miss the shows and the live energy.
Yeah. So which is a terrible thing, but we're happy anyway that we have something that we can, show the fans and the people that are into Avatarium, and hopefully we can find some new listeners as well. So, it's still the concert movie is actually still available to download. I don't know if you have the link. Maybe I can put the link in the.
I'll put that in YouTube.
Yeah, on YouTube. So it's a good concert, and it's a very nice venue. It's like an old venue in Stockholm. So it's a beautiful venue. It's a good show. So we're happy about that. It's good to have something to be happy about. In these hard times.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you for giving this to us to sort of hold us over. Could during all this time of isolation and all this, could we also maybe be getting some new Avatarium music, to hold people over, a follow-up to The Fire I Long For?
Yeah, you can listen to some. We have some recordings on our YouTube channel, but it's like we have some different versions of the songs. We did like a more ambient thing. You can listen to some of the songs from the album. We did it for this German TV, Magenta TV. So they broadcasted it, and we recorded something from the old studio we had this summer. And so you can watch that on our YouTube channel. That's Avatarium Official, I think. Maybe you can find that link as well.
Definitely.
there will be more. We also have some cover versions that we've been recording on our YouTube. So if you check our YouTube, you will find some stuff, and we're probably going to put out some new stuff as well quite soon there.
Has maybe all of this uncertainty that we're currently in, you know, because I've always thought that Avatarium really writes from the heart and really has like a lot of, you know, a lot of dark energy, but in a good way that like I think relates to a lot of people. So do you feel that like maybe have the times that we're living in maybe influencing your songwriting in a way?
I think, you know, of course, it's always, you know, everything influences us, you know, that we experience. And so, of course, we get affected by what's happening. But, you know, life is, you know, good and bad, so to speak. It's like you get hopefully some good stuff and you get a lot of terrible stuff happening. Everybody's experiencing, you know, someone you love gets sick or dies or all this kind of stuff. So that's a part of life, and we're all gonna die at the end. You know, that's how it is. So I tried really to enjoy life, and to me, a way of enjoying life is to think about that it's not going to be forever, and to know that when you have a good day, it's a gift, you know, because you will always experience terrible days. You know, that's how life is.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
But pain is always temporary.
Yeah, life is struggle sometimes. If you have a really good day and everything works, and it's gonna, you know, one day, quite soon, you know, terrible things happens because that's how life is. And but once I want to say it again, that there's also, if you are lucky, there's also got a lot of great things that happens in life. Mm-hmm. And to me, there's a way of being thankful for each day. So we deal with dark emotions and all these dark things and sadness and sorrow and all these kind of things, to be able to appreciate the light and the good things in life. That's how I think about it.
Definitely. When you look at the entirety of the Avatarium catalog, from, you know, the self-titled in 2013 to, you know, The Girl with the Raven Mask to Hurricanes and Halos to, you know, the new album The Fire I Long For, do you almost look at these albums as like retrospectives or maybe like self-portraits of who you and the rest of the band are at that particular time?
Yeah, a little bit. It's a little bit like that. But then it's also, you know, there's a lot of, it's not like, it's not just me, but it's, as you said, it's the whole band, and everybody's a part of it, and everybody's like, everybody contributes with their own thing. So, but it's definitely, especially with Avatarium, I think if you listen to each album, you hear a big difference. So it's really, you know, it's really like a diary in some ways.
Yeah.
You know? Now we're actually writing new music right now, and that's going to be different again.
Does it
always change?
Does it always start with a preconceived idea, or is it a lot of improvising?
I don't think we don't have like, I think it's different, you know, each time almost, but you know, I think we usually start with some music, and then if you find like some little lyric and a good story theme, you know, to the song, everything has to connect, you know. So there's a lot of parts of the puzzle that needs to work to make it a complete song, so to speak. So, but to me, it's music and lyrics really must work together, and then if you have some of the music and you have lyrics, then you do the arrangements around, you know, you get inspired by the lyrics, the story and the song. That usually inspires me, how I arrange everything around it, what kind of emotion you want to, you know, drag out of the song, or you want to kind of portray, you want to paint, you know, with how you perform the song, so to speak.
Do you find it easier to come up with new ideas for songwriting when you're the company of your other bandmates, or do you sometimes need to be alone with your instrument and need to be like in a form of isolation to really get some new creative ideas?
Yeah, I think usually it's when I come up with ideas most of the time when I'm by myself. I think that's how I work. I try to play, my instrument, or if mostly guitar, sometimes piano or something else. And sometimes I find something and then I record it in a very simple way, like on my iPhone or whatever. And then I have a lot of all these small pieces after a while. And sometimes I go back and listen to it. Sometimes I just kind of get like a song, like a chorus and a verse and some other ideas, and then I put that together. And sometimes, but I always try to record it and then I leave it for a few days or weeks or whatever. And then I go back. And when I listen to it again, I usually have forgotten about it. And then I hear it with fresh ears, so to speak. And then sometimes I'm like, I don't understand anything. It's like, what is this? I don't understand it. Or this sounds like shit. Or sometimes it's, wow, this is very cool. Yeah. So that's how I work. And then I write together with me and Jan. We always write together. So, and then we had taken the band. Now actually the band is also part of the songwriting. And so that's how we work when we write songs.
Yeah.
And I write a little bit, and then Jenny writes a little bit, and then goes back and forward. And then we, after a while, when we feel okay, now we have something, then we go to the rehearsal studio or to the studio, and we kind of do a demo and see if we can make the song work, so to speak.
And it's funny too, because like I really envy your ability to like lay stuff down and come back to it, another time, because I always thought that an artist wants to maybe feel the same way when they finish a song as they do when they start it, to keep the emotion consistent. Like, is it really that easy just to put it down and come back to it later?
Yeah, I think it's, if it's good, that's a good proof of if it's good to me. If it's like, if I still find it interesting when I almost forgot about it, then it's usually something good. So that's how I do it a little bit. And I'm always like doing a lot of stuff. I'm producing music, I'm working in my studio, and sometimes I just try out, because I'm experimenting a lot with like guitar sounds and stuff. Sometimes I have a guitar sound because I'm going to do a recording, and I play something and I get inspired by the sound and I write a riff, and then I just record it, bang, and then it's gone, and I don't think about it for a month. And then I go back and listen. Wow, what is this? Wow, that was cool. Maybe we can do something out of that, So usually that's how it is. And to me, it's hard just to, okay, now I'm going to sit down and wait for inspiration from, the gods of rock.
Yeah.
And when sometimes it works for me, but I need to, it's like I collect, all these small parts, and I collect a lot of small things and then I can kind of start to put things together a little bit later. But I want to have like a library of a lot of stuff before I try to put something together, so to speak.
Well, yeah, it's funny.
And then of course, it's like, as you said, like with the lyric and the emotional part of it. So sometimes the lyrics has a theme, and then it's like, okay, now this part doesn't work with this lyrical theme. So then you have to switch stuff. But to me, it's, if it's good, if the music is good, it usually kind of leads the way, to where you should go with it.
Yeah. I'd imagine too that inspiration sometimes strikes at the most inconvenient times as well, right?
Yeah, in the middle of the night and everybody's sleeping, and you have to like sneak out somewhere and like hum or find a guitar or in the middle of a conversation or whatever. Sometimes it's very inconvenient.
Yeah, I've always said that's why pilots should not be artists, because I'm always worried they're gonna get inspired to write like right when they're like approaching the tarmac. Like, oh, we got to circle around the tarmac. I got to write these riffs.
Yeah, that's probably good. Maybe that's why Bruce Dickinson doesn't write that many songs anymore. I don't know. Maybe he is writing a lot of songs. I don't know actually how many songs he's writing.
Everybody's gonna
I don't know.
disagree with me on this, but when I saw him flying that plane, I was terrified. I was like, oh my god, I hope he doesn't think of any cool ideas for the next Maiden album, like while he's up there.
Well,
Yeah,
that's why you have the co-pilot.
yeah.
So you can pick up the guitars now and then.
What are you talking about? That's the guy who does his back line. What if the co-pilot's his roadie?
Yeah.
Or the
you know.
I wouldn't be surprised if like all those pilot controls are also like a mixer, like they flip over and they turn into a mixer.
Well, you never know. You never know. I think maybe it's flying a plane sometimes is a little bit like being like doing a mix or something. It can also be quite complicated, actually.
Yeah, and I think a
But it's
bad
probably more complicated to fly a plane. But
yeah, but in some
people don't die if you do a bad mix. That's the good part of it.
yeah, but a bad mix could potentially
fly-
be as catastrophic sometimes.
Yeah, it can actually have very bad effects actually
Yeah.
on people.
It'll cause a lot of trauma.
So that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's true.
And that
Yeah.
that led me into my final question. Actually, it's kind of like two questions in
Mhm.
one, because you both mix and produce, right?
Yeah,
So some
I
people
do, but mostly produce. I don't mix all the time. Sometimes I mix, but not all the time.
Is there an extraordinary difference between a mixer and a producer? Because I almost feel like it's a separate instrument. Like I feel like mixing is like the mixing console is almost as much of an instrument as the guitar.
Yeah, it is. I'm actually working on a new mixing console now. That is very complicated. The SSL 9000, which is extremely big and complicated machine, I would say, but a really amazing machine. But it's a big difference. It's a big difference, I would say. But I think, you know, if you want to be a good producer, I think it's good that you do mixes now and then, because you kind of understand what you do good and what you don't, what works and what doesn't work. Because if you know, as a mixer, you need to deal with a lot of mistakes that people made, you know, when they recorded stuff to make it sound good anyway. So if you're a good mixer, it's a big possibility that you might be a good recording engineer as well, I would say.
I heard that there's some producers that like can't play a single note on the guitar, but like they could really understand composition and arrangement and structure of music.
Yeah. And sometimes maybe that's a good thing, because if you don't understand, you know, the technical aspects or the mathematical aspects or whatever you want to say of music, then you can just feel, you know, you can just use your emotions, and then you know it's like, okay, I feel the music or I don't feel the music, and that's actually what's most important at the end of the day. You know, how does it feel? You know, how is music? And that's why I try to not be too mathematical about music, and especially when I'm a producer, I really just try to, you know, work as much as possible on instinct and emotions more than technical aspects.
Yeah, of course. And has like mixing, you know, and working and producing and working with, you know, bands such as Candlemass, for example, and stuff like maybe influenced how you work in the future with Avatarium?
Yeah, everything inspires, you know. Leif Edling from Candlemass, we worked so much with many different things, and he's a really, really big inspiration for me, because me and him, we're always, you know, trying out new guitar sounds, and because he loves electric guitars as much as I do. So he's, you know, and all the guys in Candlemass are great guys. Especially me and Leif Edling, we meet a lot, and we talk about music, and we talk about recordings, and we talk about arrangements, we talk about this stuff all the time. and we try it out a lot because we record a lot of music. Yeah,
So, before we
no
go, I
problem.
want to thank you so much for your time today. Is there just anything else that you would like to promote for Avatarium? Like, can we maybe get some more live stream performances with in support of this live album that's coming out?
Yeah, I think you should check out our social medias because that's where where we have contact with the world these days. So please go to our Facebook, go to our YouTube, and to our Instagram, and check out what we're up to because we're constantly releasing new stuff, and we will continue to do that. Hopefully, because hopefully we can record. We're going to record something in the close days that we might put out on our YouTube. That might be a cool thing, like a live thing.
Awesome.
So that and if you want to download the concert movie, please do it on. I think it's avatarium.solidtango.com. I think.
Awesome.
I'm not sure actually, but I think so.
Okay.
And so that movie is still available, and the album will be out on the 4th. So we did a new master for the live album. Chartmakers did it. Who made a master for the last album and the Canvas album and Rammstein and a lot of other things. So it sounds really good.
Awesome. We look forward to the rest of the world hearing it. But thank you so much, Marcus, again for your time today. Everybody, Marcus of Avatarium, an Evening with Avatarium.
Thank you very
live
much. It was my pleasure to talk to you again.
Absolutely, man.
And hopefully we do it again soon.
Absolutely. We'll do a part 3. But let's hope we could do an in-person one when concerts return again.
Yeah.
Got to come to the States.
Let's hope that must happen.
Yeah. But thank you.
So, yeah. Let's hope this thing disappears as soon as possible. Is COVID-19, and hope that as many people as possible can stay safe and sane and all this kind of thing. And I also think it's very important that we really try to be positive in these times and bring out the good things and good vibes and listen to dark riffs and get happy.
That's how I describe. That's how I describe Avatarium's music. Sad music for happy people.
Oh, that's good. I like that.
That's your new slogan.
I like that. Oh, that's good. That's a good slogan. Yeah. You got to remember that.
Everybody.
Great.
Everybody. Marcus of Avatarium, an Evening with Avatarium live album coming out via Nuclear Blast on December 4th. Be sure to check it out then. This is Alex from Heavy New York. We will see you next time.